You know, I really should call this skills from the driver's seat because I seem to be most inspired when I'm sitting in this seat. And something happened this morning where I caught myself, and this is something I'm trying to train myself to do. I'm not perfect by any means, and sometimes my head is telling me to do something that's just not right. So our street's very crowded right now. There's a lot of construction going on, and one of the crew was trying to tell me that I needed to move my truck, and I didn't understand. I'm like, okay, well, I'm leaving in about 5 minutes. But what it was is there's an elderly couple that owns the house across from me, and so I walked out there. I found out they wanted the truck moved, and so I was in the house, and as I was walking over there, I had it in my head that I was going to tell them, I didn't know that they were elderly. I didn't know what the situation was. But in my head, I was like, I'm going to go tell them, hey, I can park wherever I want. It's my street too. That was what was in my head. And so I walked over there, put something in my truck, and then I saw the gentleman. He asked if that was my truck, and I said, yeah. And he said, can I park there because the sun bothers my wife's eyes? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Let me move it right away. And so I caught myself, but afterwards, I was just like, man, how can I even, just have that little aggressiveness or passive aggressiveness in me to kind of go over there with an attitude is ridiculous. And unfortunately, I caught myself. And that's what I've been trying to do more and more is think about stuff before you do it. Right from wrong. And sometimes, you may be frustrated, you may be in a bad mood, and boy, just think about it. And if you take a moment before you make decisions or before you do something, you just take a moment and say, who is this serving? And, if you're serving your own anger or aggression, then that's the wrong thing to do. So just keep that in mind. Another lesson from the driver's seat. One day I'll give a lesson on paying attention to the road and not talking on your phone.